You possess mysterious abilities, both known and unknown. You should explore your mental power, because the process of discovery will bring you 1. Vibrant health, a clear mind, strong morals, happiness, and even wealth, to success in your chosen field, and even 3. The means to influence, use, control, or harmonize these powers. Try to explore the non-material forces that exist beyond the physical world we know. These are powers you can benefit from once you learn how to apply them. This is much like turning on a television for the first time. Even a child knows how to select their favorite TV channel, though they may know nothing about broadcasting systems or how the television works. But that is completely normal. Every child must learn how to turn a knob or press the correct button on a remote control. In this chapter, you will learn how to turn the knob, or press the button, to get what you want from the most advanced electronic device ever created. Although this remarkable machine is a masterpiece of divine power, you are its rightful owner. How was this machine created? It contains more than 80 trillion electronic cells, of course. It also includes many other components, each of which is itself a special electronic mechanism. One particularly remarkable part weighs only about 1.4 kilograms. Its structure includes over 10 billion cells capable of transmitting, receiving, storing information, and transferring energy. So what is this perfect machine you possess? It is your body. You would still be yourself even if you lost an arm, an eye, or any other part of your body. And what about that special component? It is your brain and nervous system, which control your body and direct all its activities. Your mind also consists of different parts. One is called the conscious mind, and another important part is called the subconscious mind. They operate together and in parallel. Scientists have conducted extensive research on human consciousness. Although humans have only begun studying the subconscious for about 100 years, primitive people were already using its mysterious power since ancient times. With each passing day, I'm becoming richer in every way. Now, let us begin by following Bill McCall in Sydney, Australia, on his journey from failure to success. At the age of 19, Bill started his own business. Even though he was very young and lacked both experience and life knowledge, as a result, he failed miserably. At 21, he founded the Federal Congress Company and faced another failure. However, these failures did not defeat him. Instead, they became the driving force behind this determined young Australian. He began searching for the laws of success. Bill McCall wanted to become wealthy, and he believed that the principles of success could be found in books. So when browsing the library catalog, his eyes stopped at the book Think and Grow Rich. He decided to borrow it. He read it once, then again and again. However, even after reading it for the 3rd time, he still did not know how to apply the success principles used by successful people around the world. He told us, "I was reading Think and Grow Rich for the 4th time while walking along a busy street in Sydney, and that was when a turning point in my life occurred. Everything happened so suddenly. I happened to stop in front of a butcher shop and looked up. In that moment, I felt as if a wave of inspiration had just risen within me." He smiled and continued, "I shouted out loud, 'This is it. I've got it. I finally see it.' Even I was startled by my own outburst. A woman passing by was also surprised. She stopped and looked at me in astonishment. I rushed home with my new discovery." He continued more seriously, "I was reading a chapter titled Autosuggestion when I suddenly remembered that, as a child, my father had read the book, Self-Mastery Through Conscious Autosuggestion by Emile Coué. Then, looking straight at Napoleon Hill, he said, 'You wrote in your book that if Emile Coué could help people avoid illness and help the sick recover by learning to create mental motivation, then that same process of self-motivation could help people achieve wealth or any other desire. Becoming rich through self-motivation was a major discovery for me. It was a completely new concept.' After that, McCall described the principles as if he had memorized them by heart. You see, the conscious mind is the control center, where each individual nourishes their subconscious, either by cultivating constructive thoughts or by allowing destructive thoughts to grow freely. If each day you say your desire for wealth out loud twice, with full emotion and intense focus. You are communicating that desire to your subconscious. Through such repetition, you will form beneficial thinking habits that help turn your desire into reality. Let me repeat the most important thing when speaking. Your desire aloud is to do so with full emotion and intense concentration. Your ability to apply the principles of self-motivation depends greatly on your ability to focus on that desire. You must concentrate until that desire becomes a burning passion. As soon as I got home, without even catching my breath, I sat down at my desk and wrote, "My definite major goal is to become a millionaire before 1960." Still, looking at Napoleon Hill, he continued, "You said that people should state a specific amount of money they want and set a deadline. I followed exactly what you said. Now, the man we are talking about is no longer the failed young Bill McCall. He became Sir William V. McCall, the youngest member of the Australian Parliament, former chairman of the board of Coca-Cola in Sydney, and director of 20 family-owned companies. He became a millionaire and achieved wealth comparable to the successful figures in the book that inspired him, a book that helped him discover the power of the subconscious through self-motivation. What's even more surprising is that he became a millionaire for years ahead of his plan. With each passing day, I'm getting better in every way." McCall shared that as a child, he saw his father successfully apply a great discovery he found in a book. It is a discovery that anyone can effectively apply once they uncover it for themselves. Like Bill McCall and his father, you can harness the power of self-motivation. The great power of self-motivation was discovered by Emile Coué because he dared to explore the inner strength within himself and others. In the past, he often used hypnosis to treat his patients. However, after discovering the natural law of self-motivation, he no longer relied on hypnosis. So how did he discover this natural law? Emile Coué found it by trying to answer questions he posed to himself. Question 1: Is it the doctor's advice or the patient's self-suggestion that truly produces healing results? Answer: Coué convincingly demonstrated that it is the patient's own mind that intentionally or unintentionally gives the suggestion. Both the mind and body then follow that suggestion. Without self-motivation, all external advice becomes meaningless. Question 2: If a doctor's advice influences the patient's internal suggestions, then why can't the patient use positive and constructive suggestions? And why can't they limit negative, harmful self-talk? Answer: Anyone, even a child, can be taught to develop a positive attitude. The method is to repeat positive affirmations such as, "With each passing day, I'm getting better." Through this book, you will learn many ways to inspire and motivate yourself. If you do not yet understand how to use them, you will before finishing this book. When the gates of chaos are about to open, in the United States, each year there are more than 450,000 cases of children born out of wedlock, and over 1.5 million teenagers are arrested for car theft or other crimes. These personal tragedies could be avoided if a. Parents knew how to guide their children properly, and b. Children were taught how to motivate themselves. With proper guidance, these young people could develop moral standards through self-motivation. They would be better equipped to neutralize or reject negative influences intelligently. Naturally, we tend to respond more strongly to subconscious self-motivation than to conscious effort. At that point, people act based on habit and inner impulses from the subconscious. When someone with a positive attitude faces a serious situation, inner inspiration rises from the subconscious to the conscious mind, helping them choose the right course of action. That is what happened to Ralph Wepner in Toowoomba, Queensland, Australia. One of our students, at 1:30 a.m. in a small hospital room, 2 nurses were awake, monitoring Ralph's condition. At 4:30 p.m. the previous day, the hospital had called his family urgently. When his family arrived at his bedside, Ralph had already fallen into a deep coma after a sudden heart attack. His family members stood anxiously in the hospital corridor, all deeply worried about him. Doctors and nurses worked tirelessly to save him. After 6 hours, Ralph still showed no signs of regaining consciousness. He could not move, speak, or feel anything. However, he could still hear the voices of the two nurses. His mind remained alert the entire time. He heard one nurse say, "He's not breathing. Can you feel a pulse?" "No." Ralph kept hearing that exchange repeated over and over. "Can you feel a pulse?" "No." He thought to himself, "I'm still okay. But I have to let them know. I must find a way to tell them." Suddenly, Ralph remembered a motivational phrase he had learned. "You can succeed if you believe you will succeed." He tried with all his strength to open his eyes, but failed. His eyelids seemed completely unresponsive. He tried to move his hands, feet, and head, but nothing worked. Again and again, he struggled to open his eyes until he heard a voice. "I can see his eyelids flickering. He's alive." Ralph later said, "At that moment, I wasn't afraid at all. From time to time, one of the nurses would call out to me, 'Are you still there, Mr. Webner? Are you still there?' I could only respond by blinking my eyelids to let them know I was alive." After a long time and relentless effort, Ralph finally managed to open one eye, then both. With persistence and tireless effort, the doctors and nurses brought him back to life. But it was his own self-motivation through the phrase he had learned in a positive attitude course, "You can succeed if you believe you will succeed," that truly pulled him back. Clearly, the books we read and the thoughts we think influence our subconscious mind. Now it is possible that what you have just read has not yet shown you how to turn the knob or press the buttons on the remote control, that is, how to control the machine you possess to achieve what you want. If that is the case, continue exploring your mental power by following these instructions. You are a physical body with a mind. Your body is a complete machine with a remarkable component to your brain. Your mind consists of two parts, the conscious and the subconscious. Working in parallel, the concept of self-motivation and conscious autosuggestion are essentially the same. They contrast with subconscious autosuggestion, which operates below the level of awareness. Subconscious autosuggestion automatically sends messages from the subconscious to the conscious mind, as well as to other parts of the body. The subconscious is where habits, memories, and deeply held moral standards are stored. With each passing day, I'm getting better in every way. Affirmations that are repeated frequently, quickly, and with emotion will influence the subconscious and trigger appropriate responses. Bill McCall became wealthy after applying this method of self-motivation. Whose great discovery is this: you can use positive suggestions to benefit yourself, while also restraining harmful or negative ones. Learn how to use the right kind of suggestion to influence others. You must know how to apply conscious self-motivation in the most effective way. By doing so, you can have everything: good health, a sound mind, strong morals, happiness, and success. You can succeed if you have a positive attitude and believe that you will succeed. A little knowledge can be dangerous. Discover the power within yourself.